Good morning, families and caregivers. Thanks so much always for your support and help, and thanks for taking the time to watch this short video. There's three really important things that I actually need your help with, and so I'm hoping you will watch this and give me a hand. The first one is it's material pickup. Please make every effort to get there today if you didn't go yesterday. This is the last round of material pickup. I know that's been probably a bit of a hassle to always run over there, but I put a lot of fun stuff for the kids in their bags for the end of the year. So please really try to get over to E.W. Luther School today before 7 o'clock p.m. and pick up your materials. The second thing is I'm thinking about having an end of the year gathering at E.W. Luther School where it would be our class. We could be socially distanced. We'd have to wear masks. And it would be all outside on the Luther Playground on Monday, June 7th from 12:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon. Kindergarten through second grade is planning on all being there in separate areas and rotating to try to make it easier if you have multiple children. And I think we just all would really love to give each other an elbow bump and stay masked up and play outside and have a chance to socialize and read a story and maybe draw with some sidewalk chalk there and play on the play equipment and just actually meet each other in person before the end of the year. I'm thinking there would be a rain date of Tuesday the 8th, same time in the afternoon. If you, for some reason, could not get your child there, it certainly would not count against you for attendance. But it would be really great if we could all meet each other and say hello, even with masks on and being safe. You would not have to stay. In fact, we'd probably encourage you not to stay for the afternoon just to have less people on the playground. But I certainly would love to at least meet you and maybe give an elbow bump too. And meet you face to face. I just think it would be a lovely way to end the year. And I know a lot of people are going back out in the world. I'm vaccinated. I know a lot of you guys are. And so I think we could do it really safely, and it would be a real treat to meet your kids in person. The third thing is really the most important thing, and it's why I came on here today. We are going to attempt to take what's called the MAP test. Your child would have taken the MAP test in kindergarten last year, but when we closed in-person learning last year, the program wasn't even set up to do anything remote. Well, it is this year. And we use this test really as internal data for us. So it doesn't go to the state. It's not like that. We use it more for planning and watching your child grow over the years. And it's sort of a standard thing that they take. Because your child didn't take it last year, this year would be their baseline test. So it's going to be really important if we take it at home that you actually don't help them. Because if you helped them and they ended up looking like a fourth grade level or even a third grade level, when they go back to school next year and they take it by themselves, it will look like they dropped a whole bunch of, score points. And we, of course, want to get an accurate baseline and then sort of watch it grow throughout the years with them. So there's a few things about this test, and I'm hoping you'll help me. I'd like to give one section this week, Tuesday, and one section next week, Tuesday. I'm asking you to please come to school or be close to your child on that day, because I'm going to give directions in Zoom, but then I'm going to have to close the Zoom meeting so that we don't have a million interruptions and just let your child take the test. Now, I will stay in the Zoom room so that if you had a technology problem or something, you could come back in and ask me. But I don't want 1,000 interruptions for kids and having kids have to listen to all sorts of different questions and things when they're really trying to focus on the test. So what we want to do is give them the quietest, best opportunity to take this. Now, I'm going to tell you the test adjusts to how your child is doing. So if the questions start getting really hard, and I'm going to tell the kids this too, that's because they're doing well. Don't help them on those because they'll keep getting harder and harder and harder. So as things get difficult, we want them to try. And then if they miss it, the test will actually get easier again and go through the process back and forth until it sort of figures out a general spot where they're working in reading and math. So one week will be reading, the other week will be math. Um, it's really important. You can stay close. You can encourage your child. You can say, focus, think, what do you think you should try? But just please, really, don't help with answers because that's not going to give us any good or useful data. And obviously, we kind of know where I know where your child's working anyways. So if it turns out that they look super low, but they're really, doing really well in school, we'll just know that something was weird with the test that day. So again, we're just trying to get a baseline that's as close to their real work as possible. What I'm going to do Tuesday morning, and I'm hoping you'll be close, is I will actually send the test link to their computer. They're going to have to put in the testing session, which this week will be reading. And so the testing session is going to be called R, the letter R, really simple. And then they'll have to put in 4 numbers. That's a passcode. I'm going to work through this with you guys on Tuesday morning in our Zoom meeting. Then they're going to have to find their name in a long list. I'm going to ask you to be there for that to ensure that your child is actually taking their own test. And then when we get through that, and I'm certain that everyone is on their test, on their name, and in the reading session, then I'm going to confirm that everyone can go off and start the test. At that point, I'm going to close the Zoom meeting. Your child should work by themselves. They can use paper. They can stand up and wiggle for a second and then sit back down and get going. And they're going to work all the way until they see a little dog on the screen that says, good job. And we always call that the good job dog. And good job dog is going to tell them that they finished this testing session. Then I'm just going to ask them, they can play at home, they can take a break, they can work on Lexia, they could work on ST Math, they could work on writing their story, they could color a picture, they certainly could even play with a toy. But as soon as everyone in our class finishes the session, then I'll send you an email that says, hey, we're ready to come back to class. This could take as short as 45 minutes. It could take as long as 2 hours. It's really going to depend if you guys help me out, right? If you sit down and make sure they're logged in and give me a hand, we'll just kind of get through it and it'll be done for the day. And then we'll do the second session, which is math, next week, Tuesday. So we're going to do this for 2 Tuesday mornings in a row. Okay, if you have any questions, I hope that's a really good explanation for you. Don't hesitate to ask me Tuesday morning in our Zoom meeting. Don't hesitate to email me if there's anything else you want to know. Again, we're just trying to gather some internal baseline data. This will be the first time your child did this, so we'd like a true picture of how they look. Your child, I'm going to tell you, is 1,000 times more than any test score is going to give us. They are funny. They are awesome. They are all learning. Do not get uptight about this. I'm not uptight about this at all. Let's all put our stress down. We want the experience to be kind of easy and fun. I'm going to tell the kids they're playing a computer game for me and that I want them to do their best because I want to see what they can do all by themselves. That is really it. I'm going to also tell them too that if they're being smart, the questions are going to get harder. So to not give up, to try every question. And your child can listen. It's going to be read to them. They can listen to the question as many times as they want by clicking the little speaker icon until it makes sense. The only thing I'm asking you is to please not explain the question to them. So don't say, well, what that means is you're supposed to click on this to answer that. Please just say to them, I know that's getting tricky. Go ahead and listen to the question again, and then you take your best try at it. And we'll see where we all land, okay? So again, please don't hesitate to ask me. This is not a big deal, but it's tricky because it's virtual, right? And so, as always, I super appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in and watching this. I hope that helps you understand what's happening a little better. Don't forget to pick up your supplies. Looking forward, hoping we can work out meeting each other in person. I'll send more information on that. But let's get through this MAP test for the next couple weeks and we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing how your child does. So thanks again for supporting us with everything at home. I really appreciate you. Have a good weekend.